Alright, hey guys. Today I'm going to be taking a look at my MC, my Model Comprehend 1 to 144 scale Hi-Nu Gundam. This is not the Bandai, this is made by Model Comprehend. They're a Chinese company, I believe. This is the version Wu Yu Dong, and if you saw in my unboxing video, I don't know who that is or what the significance is, but if I had to guess, it's some designer at the company that wanted to make this different design. Anyway, the only reason I got it is because it looks cool. I like the color scheme and the decals are nice. So I'll talk about all that in a bit. The other thing I wanted to mention is that I got this kit from Gundam Central. And this, I think I ordered this and maybe one other, the heavy weapon system new Gundam as well. Gundam Central. Yeah, they were really good there, really cool. It was nice doing business with them, so I'll definitely be ordering stuff from them again in the future. So check them out. I'll put a link down below. And anyway, let's get on with looking at this kit. Today I've also got a new rotating mirror base down there, so we can take a look at this kit, and I'll talk about it while it's gonna rotate around so you can get a nice good view of it. Need to get that on. It's got a little bit of a sound, and because of the stand, it's very tall and just on this one kind of arm, it's a little bit wobbly, so hopefully it won't be wobbling too much while we're talking about it, but I can see it's already going a bit. But anyway, so this kit, again, if you saw in my unboxing video, a lot of the colors, a lot of the main coloring you're seeing on there, it already came like that. Now, like the blacks, a few things were molded in black, but for most of the parts that are black, those are actually painted. The majority of the runners are coming in this kind of orange, the lighter orange color. And basically anything that's white, black, or this gradiented darker orange was all pre-painted, including some silver here too on the fuel tanks. Those were also in silver, and here on the kneecaps too. So anyway, a lot of this was already pre-painted, and that was really cool. Though a lot of it was not perfect. Like there was some parts where like there was some extra like paint spray where there shouldn't have been, but it was really easy to either clean up or like paint over using something else. Anyway, it wasn't really much of a big deal. Other than that, I did do a lot of hand painting. There's a lot of detail painting on here. Basically any small color apps, like there's some black in there, some black, bits of silver, especially inside the funnels. I'll show you, those took a long time to paint silver. Some details on the front, basically a lot of stuff on the head, of course, some panel lining here, there, just bits of silver painted here and everywhere. This kit, I didn't really want to go to too much trouble making it super realistic, because I think just with the color scheme and the flower like sakura decals, I think it's kind of style is kind of the thing for this kit, not really realism. So didn't put any other kind of decals on there, like warning decals or anything like that. I thought about it, but then I thought, no, just keep it just stylistic like this. So the other negative point about this being pre-painted is that if you gotta clip it off the runner where it's pre-painted, obviously there's going to be a nub mark. I'll show you maybe a couple of bad points of that again here in a bit, but like on the black parts, the parts that are painted black or parts that are painted silver or parts that are painted white, that really wasn't much of a big deal because those are really easy to just touch up with a little hand painting. It was only on the parts that were painted with this gradiented orange, that's where the nub marks have stuck out the most, but a lot of them are not really very visible, and some of them I've been able to cover up with a little painting or with some decal, like here on the fuel tanks. Like these are some cleverly placed decals covering those marks up. So Anyway, the kit itself is really nice. I think, like, basically there's nothing about it that I would say is anything less than Bandai quality. Obviously there's some parts where the articulation is not great, other parts where the articulation is fine. Overall, it's like fine. I really wouldn't say there's any parts that have really given me any trouble at all, really. Alright, so let's take a look at the accessories here. First, when it's not on the stand, there is a little cap here that goes up under the waist part there to just stick up in that hole. Hands, we've got a lot of hands. Let's see, there's closed fists. There, open hands are on the kit now. And we've also got like beam saber holding hands, one of those for each side, and then there's also trigger fingers for both sides. Here I've got the other trigger finger on the rifle. Here's the beam rifle. Obviously I've done a bit of hand painting there, some silver bits in the scope on this here, some decals on there. So obviously that fits into either hand, and also with this attachment point here you can stick it on the back of the waist armor, so it fits in there on the back. I tried fitting mine in, it doesn't really fit very well now because I've got some like top coat in there. I didn't want to really force it, so I won't show you that, but it does fit on there. There's also two beam saber handles. I'll show you this here. I've just put a little bit of silver on there. These do fit up inside the top of the backpack like binders there, but I don't have them in there just because I don't really care to put them there. On the bottom you'll notice one has a male plug and one has a female plug because they do fit together, and of the many beam effect parts that we have, two of them are the same. They're all pink. Two of them are the same length like this, and then there's another short one like that, so you could have two of the same, or plug it in one short one, one long one, like that, something like that. Next we've got a shield, pretty standard new Gundam shield. I just painted some silver bits there on the back, and then just the decals here on the front. A bazooka, pretty standard there. This is just a sandwich. I was really worried about the seam line because there's no way I was gonna sand away all this like nice paint that was already on here to try to get rid of that seam line, but it's not that obvious. I think it's okay. It's a bit more obvious on the bottom because there's not a lot of detail going on here on the bottom, so it kind of sticks out more, but everywhere else it's kind of okay. So there's that. Just painted the camera silver, the inside of there black, and just some black details on there. Let's see what's next. Then there's this part. This is the part that holds the soul cleaver. Now we have this very big beam effect part, if you can see. Let me get that back in focus. With the kit, it's very tall, almost as tall as the kit itself. This on this arm, let's move this up. You can slide out this black piece in here. Okay, just this piece just comes out, and this piece goes in. Like so. You can see. And then this soul cleaver, as they're calling it, clips into there, and if you really push it, you have to really push it hard. And it clips in there really securely. So that's what that looks like there, attached to the arm. Very long. Cool. Then oh, I knew that was bound to happen eventually during this review, but we can take that off. Oops. Okay. Slide that back up. And then we have one more beam effect part, which is this one. And what we're going to do with this is take our two regular beam handles, plug them together, then plug them into this piece, and then plug this piece into here, like this. Let me do this off camera for a minute. There, like that, as you can see. And then the beam saber holding hand will just hold on to this part, and it can hold that like that. I'll show you that actually on the kit here in just a minute. And the other thing, let's see, we've got this part. This is the part that actually holds the shield and or bazooka to the arm. So as you can see on this piece, there's two attachment points on here, which would be the back of the arm, or here, which is the side of the arm. So you can, as I just said, you can mount both, actually the shield and the bazooka on there. So if you want, you can just put the shield, let's see, from my previous experimenting I found it works better with the shield on the back and the bazooka on the side. So we'll just fold that up, put that on there, together, like so, and then it just clips onto the arm, like that. Ooh, don't fall down again. Okay. And there you go. You can see that. Now holding both. And this kit, one thing I'll say is that it takes a long time to get it in like a good pose, so I'm not gonna bother like getting like a really dynamic, nice pose to show like right now in the video. I think this is good enough. You get the idea. There's gonna be lots of photos and stuff on my blog you can check out to see it in some like really cool poses with all this stuff. So anyway, so that's it for the accessories along with the base. And then we've also got effect parts. Some of these are some clear rods. There's 6 of them. These are just some ones that I've already bent because I've already used to take some pictures, and then there's 3 more straight ones I haven't used yet. At the bottom of the base, you can see, let me try to show you there. There's some holes where you can just plug in these rods. Unlike the master grade Bandai version of this, there's no holes on the side of the stand arm to plug these into the side, only here at the base. So that's why I've only used 3. I thought 6 is kind of like too crowded. I could try it, but I just won't. Okay, now just before I move on, I just want to be clear about what I said about how long it takes to pose this kit. Yeah, it takes a long time to get this kit into a good pose, and it's not any fault of the kit or like the design of the kit or the articulation that's to blame. It's just the fact that if you're kind of a perfectionist when it comes to posing, like me, it just takes a long time to get everything lined up. So you've got like things sticking out everywhere, the fins in the back, the fuel tanks, these front skirt armor are of course separated, so you got to get those lined up. Everything just has to be kind of in order for me. So if you're one who doesn't really care so much about that, it really won't take you long to get this kit into a cool pose, because it is a really nice looking kit, and pretty much any way you're gonna put it, as long as you've got it up on this stand, it's gonna look good, because without the stand it doesn't stand up at all. Obviously there's so much weight on the back. Even if you take off the funnels, take off the fin funnels, and you've just got like just the top parts of the backpack, you can have it standing using these fuel tanks as kind of a prop. It's still going to be leaning back a bit, but it is possible. Anyway, it comes with a stand. Just use the stand. And let's have a look now. I'll give you a look at what it looks like with some fin funnels deployed. And then, let's see, I'll show you just a couple details on the kit as well. And then I'll show you kind of the big effect parts.